we are going to have an opportunity to learn 3 things all at the same time. Think I can do it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to teach you about gun control. I am going to teach you about Overton Window, and I'm going to teach you about Vacation Liberty School in one lesson. Okay? Good teachers multitask. You can't get it all unless you do it that way. So, I have...
Are we tied up?
Yes. No. Tied up interested. Would you please untangle that? Vacation Liberty School is an opportunity. It's like Vacation Bible School. It's during the summer. It's in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30 here in Salem. It's out on State Street in Lancaster, right in there, at a church. It is for a whole week. There are brochures out there. It's for anybody who is age about 11 to 16. After they're 16, they know everything and they're done. But my job as a Vacation Liberty School promoter is to get people young enough that they can actually care and become conservatives. Because once they become conservative and they care about our Constitution and they care about our country, we don't have to worry about them doing the other things. It's amazing. There's statistics. If you take your children to a 4th of July parade, they will be conservative. No one ever says that, but it's true. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you an activity. Who was at the meeting last month when we had about gun control? Okay, how many of you kind of were like, really? How many of you were scared? The laws he was talking about gun control, we don't need the whole rope. So you take that in, and you go down to the end, down to the end of the rope. We're going to do a little timeline. Lift it about that high so you don't have to look at me. Okay, so we are going to consider the Overton Window. The Overton Window is a method, I guess you would say, for teaching people to do what the government wants them to do. So we have a little spectrum here. What, when you think about gun control, is the freest we can be? What should it be? Wow, we're going to put that way over here. Can everybody see that? It says, gun rights shall not be infringed. I've heard that someplace. But what about background checks? Where does that fit? The least free. And look at how many I have, ladies and gentlemen.
Release the rule.
1970.
We're going to create a spectrum here. No concealed carry. That right there? Oh, well, let's put them all out and then we'll make the decision. No gun zones? What? Far end. How about not in this city or area? So this is more stringent than this, but they're related, right? Okay. How about this one? My fingers work. I'm not used to teaching adults. Kids, no problem, but I'm nervous. No, how about a limit on your magazine size? Okay. Is that any related to assault weapon styles?
Size matters.
Okay, size matters. How about this one? No inheriting guns. You can't inherit it. Once you have purchased the gun, the gun belongs to you. Once you die, it has to be turned back into the state and melted down. No inheriting. Mental treatment, if you get mental treatment in any form, or anybody in your household,
Bye-bye the gun.
bye-bye the gun, including if your children go off the deep end. 10 years or fines for each gun you have. Now I'm just putting them out here. How about having to register all your guns, including the one you inherited from your great-great-great-grandpa? My husband just did. And then there's no guns. I need your help. Help me move them to the right place on the spectrum. All of them go this way, right? Now, you notice the one I didn't put out here? Felonies. Do we want felonies, people who commit felonies, especially gun felonies, to have access to a legal gun? No. We do want some control. every one of our Bill of Rights has some limits. We all know the classic, no shouting fire in a crowded theater is a limit on our freedom of speech. That's normal, no problem. But now we need to decide which ones we can tolerate if we are pro Second Amendment. Which one do we already have? We have background checks. Where is that? Help me, I can't read that. Oh, it's right here? Ah, okay. Anybody have a problem with most of this? Yes, but is it closer to that than this? Yeah. This we already have, and this we will and have tolerated. No one's risen up and said, I'm taking this one to court. Okay? What about this one? That's almost down there to no guns. This side or this side?
The other side is not.
Okay. How about this one? It's right about the right. Hey, it's a spectrum. It gets better to worse. If you gotta have something, okay? Mental health checks. And how do they define mental health? Now, I have some children that are a little worried. There's some kids in my school. I know I don't want to have guns ever. Okay? Yeah, they're 13 and 14, but I don't know that they're going to grow out of it. But I will nudge it. You remember that word, nudge? Yeah. It's very important that you understand nudge, because that's what this is. So, are we about right? No assault weapons, style weapons. Make sure it's brown and not black. No concealed carry. All guns have to be visible at all times. I'm about right here. Okay, you guys, you gotta decide which ones you do feel okay with. That one down there. You're messing me up. Come on. Can you guys? I'm not that skinny. Step forward.
We're going to move that one to the right.
This one?
No, the gun right down there. This one.
Oh, okay.
Slide it all the way down. Slide that. Slide all that. Slide it way. Everything back there. So that one's in the middle.
Oh,
Slide all those that
this is the
way.
good stuff.
We want to move the window the other way.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned it. Now I'm going to teach you about what the Overton Window is. The Overton Window is how the government or powers that be nudge us that way. Now, we don't have a problem with admitting that we have a government that would like us to be right here. Yep. If we could magically make every gun in this country disappear, poof, we'd be fine, right? According to them. They want us here. Last month at our meeting, they told us that we are about here, right? This is about where we're at. The Overton Window is a method for them to get us there. Now, you've all heard the term slippery slope. It means you're going to slide slowly down. This is not a slope. This is a push off the staircase. What they did to us this year in Oregon is they suggested this.
That sounds like
Yep.
no in here.
This was the bill that they started through legislature. They started this one. Everybody freaked. Every gun I own will instantly be criminalizing me. I, as a teacher, would lose my license. I would go to jail and have to pay a fine for possession of the guns I have. 10 years per gun. They pushed us down here, threatened us. The Overton Window is where they freak us out right here, so that when we go back here, this doesn't look half as bad.
Yeah.
And so they can push us this way. We get thrown off the end, and now these things don't sound as bad, and we're a little further down the slope. We don't have to be pushed, but they really weren't going to do that. They dropped it as soon as they heard all of us go, ah! But they got us used to being abused that way, so that these things don't sound nearly as radical. That is how the Overton Window works. It works on all kinds of things. Your job as awake, aware citizens is to watch them do this. They will freak us out with something completely wrong. And then they say, oh, we won't do that. And then they bring us back here. Here's another example. Came up today. How many of you are listening to the IRS scandal? Guess what it's trying to get us away from? Benghazi. They would rather deal with, oh, it was a clerical error by the Cincinnati branch of the IRS, instead of, oh, it was the entire US government lying to the American people. It's another way to make us concentrate on something else so that when we come back here, it doesn't sound so bad. Ladies and gentlemen, when I do the Vacation Liberty School, I don't use guns, I promise. But I do teach the Overton Window because kids who are aware that they are being manipulated, especially in middle school age, they have a very well developed sense of justice and they know it's wrong. You don't have to be knowing everything to know when you are being used. I would hope that you would share this information with your family, and if you have somebody between the ages of 10 and 16 floating in your family, I have registration forms out there. It's July 8th through the 12th, and I would welcome your participation as well. I'm looking for volunteers, I'm looking for service project opportunities, I'm looking for anything that I can help you to be a better, well-aware citizen. Thank you.